Planning is the most important stage of animation. It's responsible for captivating demo reels, shots with a unique flair, and dream jobs. It's also responsible for mediocrity, bore fests, and crushed dreams. Yet, often it's overlooked and seen as a time suck. You can make a safe bet that the best shots you'll ever animate will be the shots that you plan well. And I'll break down the planning process that I use in 3 steps. Brainstorm is 1, flesh out is 2, and set up is 3. During the brainstorm phase, you're just trying to create ideas. And the trick here is to really let yourself just kind of go wherever you can think without judging those ideas too early. The judging comes later. It's like being a writer and then editing your book on the first draft. For the brainstorm, the first thing I will do is define my limitations. I'm talking about the shot length, the style, the camera, the characters, and the props. And once you define the limitations, it lets you be free to be super creative because you don't have a million options to choose from. For this particular shot, my limitations will be that it will be a pantomime, no lip sync, 1 camera only, no camera cuts or other angles or anything like that. 1 character rig with minimal facial animation, 1 prop, so that way there's not a lot of constraining or things to rely on like that. And then time frame, I'm going to give myself 20 seconds, so 480 frames. This is usually double what you would do in something like school because it would take you a month to do, but I want that freedom to really just create an interesting story and see where it goes. So to help me get started here, now that I have my limitations, and start generating ideas, there are 3 things I like to utilize. One method for generating ideas that I use is the Post-it splitter, and you usually put 1 idea per Post-it note. Here's how it works. You create a series of categories. Say it'll be goals, props, emotions, actions that a character might take, characters, outcomes, abilities, time periods. Those are your categories. And then once you've written down your categories, this will give you a lot to choose from. Then you start writing per category 1 idea on a Post-it note. Just as fast as you can go for 15 minutes. Just let it rip. And remember, you're not judging. This can, once you get into a rhythm, you get into a roll. That's why it's good to go for 15 minutes. And you're going to generate tons of ideas, tons of options. And once you have them all on Post-it notes, you can pick up the Post-its and, you can just move them around, move them together, put them in a different pile, and see how those ideas work together. It's not meant to be the complete story, complete finished story, but it gets the train rolling. The other 2 options I'm not going to show in this video, but they are the walk and record is the second one, and that's just walking around with your phone recording or a voice recorder, and you're spewing thoughts as you walk around. Just anything that comes to your head. You've already set your limitations, and you know what kind of shot you want, so you're just thinking aloud, basically. And walking really generates ideas for some reason. Psychologically, it helps us come up with a lot more creative thoughts than if we were just sitting at our desk. And number 3, the other way that I brainstorm is I use an image zone out. So I'll go to YouTube clips, movies, or images and stare or watch at them for ideas. Even just looking at a little Looney Tune clip might give me an idea for a gag or a character. Mashing those next to Star Wars and just surrounding yourself with similar things of what you want the shot to be about can generate ideas. Then once you've kind of thrown all these ideas out there, you can do all 3, you can do 1, you can do whatever, then you distill it down into a 2-sentence story. Now we're on to stage 2 for the planning. This will be fleshing out. This is where the rubber really meets the road. You're creating your character first, so you're creating a bio for them. In this case, I'm creating a character he's age 8, he's a thin, skinny kid. His intent is becoming a Jedi by passing his test, which is lifting a heavy rock with the Force. The obstacle is the heaviness of the rock and how quick he is to get a temper. His dreams are becoming a Jedi, graduating from being a Padawan. His fears are embarrassing his master and going to the dark side. You can go a lot farther than this, but at this point I already felt very strong about my story, and it felt very clear to me and who the character was and what he was trying to achieve. And once you have a rough character bio and you know who your character is, you're free to shoot some reference and try to get into the character's headspace. This is fantastic for testing timing, actions out, and camera angles, and quickly creating body gestures to see what will fit the tone of what you want to animate. Once you have your reference down, you're ready to storyboard much easily the key poses that you want, the composition. Like, you can take several different takes of your reference and piece them together. That's what the storyboarding is. For me, it's kind of like a first pass before I've even gotten into Maya. I know exactly what my character is going to do at each part of the story. And the final step is setup. You're establishing the layout. So if you're going to have camera moves, you would put that in. If you're going to import the character, I'm going to import the character. In this case, I'm going to put the props in, add a ground, add some shading, make sure all that's working, add some hotkeys to animate faster. I'll create the camera I'm going to use, get the angle right, and lock it down so that I'm not going to move it later by accident and lose my composition. And then I'll add some layers just to make things helpful. So I'll put the ground on a layer, put the curves on a layer, locators, anything like that. Just create that so I can easily hide and show things as I'm working. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for other tutorials, animation podcasts, ultimate guides on animation, and more, visit us at rustyanimator.com. Or maybe you just like to follow along with me here until the next episode when we get into the blocking. Will you use what you've learned to plan your own Star Wars animation right now? I'd love to see it. Why don't you get started? Remember, do or do not. There is no try. Happy animating. Take care.